Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be walking you guys through my new favorite website for bookkeeping for my small business. I would say that you could probably use this for like everyday budgeting and tracking of expenses and stuff like that. I know that people do that. I choose not to. We use every dollar for our personal budget, but this has been a blessing for actual business bookkeeping. The website is free, so that's like pretty much like the best part of it, and it's super simple, straightforward, to the point. I have messed around with it a lot, and I think that I have found my rhythm and what I like to do and how I like to use it. There are a lot of features that you can take advantage of, but I don't really do any. I probably just use like 3 of the features, and that's all that I really need to use because I have very simple bookkeeping. I have income coming in for the business, I have expenses going out. That's it, like basic expenses. And it's not a whole lot of expenses because I choose to purposefully keep my overhead low. I'm not paying employees, like I don't have any like large corporation. If so, maybe I would take more advantage of the bookkeeping and all the different features that it has, but I just do basic stuff and I highly recommend it. So I'm gonna do like a little tutorial, just kind of walk you guys through it and just how I use it, the features that I use and love. And also keep in mind that last time I checked, there wasn't like an actual app. They do have apps for like invoices, which I don't use this for invoicing, and I think receipts, which I don't really buy anything in person. I do keep my receipts, but most of my, like 99% of my transactions are online from Amazon usually. So my hope is that the company is trying to come up with an app so that we can easily use it, you know, from the comfort of our fingertips and our phones. But as of right now, I don't know that there is an app. So I do have to get on here on the website to do my bookkeeping, which is kind of annoying because I think it would go over much better if I could just do it from my phone. But I mean, I use my computer all the time too, so it's not like a huge feat for me to do this. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into the video. So the first thing that you want to do is go to waveapps.com. I'm obviously already on the website, but I'm just going to go ahead and type it in. And I'm already signed in, so we're just gonna do your account. And I do think that they have like, I see that there is pricing here, so I'm assuming there is like a premium version of this or something of the sort, but I don't have that. I don't need that. This is working just fine for me. So it brings us to our dashboard, and I don't really mess with this a whole lot. I don't really need to. Like, I guess I'm not really seriously trying to keep up with like the cash flow or my profit and loss and all of that. Like, I know that I'm earning a profit. I know that my overhead is low. I know what my cash flow is like, you know, so it's not very, I don't know. I think because I'm just a small business, I don't really care too much about all these big fancy features. So I have already connected an account, which is my business account. Now I will go ahead and tell you that it wasn't until quarantine that I decided to like really streamline my business account. So now I have all of my expenses coming out of the Chime account, all of the business expenses, and I have like the vast majority of my income being deposited there. As for me, I think checking accounts should be used for checking and savings accounts should be used for savings. So I pull money out of there all the time. I pull money from our main checking account all of the time into a savings account or a different account, because I think that our disposable income is what's in our checking accounts, whether personal or business, and that's what we need to stick to. And for, you know, most businesses, when we're saving money monthly or saving a percentage of every time we're paid, that's because we're saving up to pay the IRS. So anyway, I have my checking account connected. It doesn't have a lot of money in there, but I honestly spend like $500 a month for my business expenses anyway, if that. So I don't really need a lot of money in there. I just normally try to start out the month with like $500 because I know like I'll put $500 in there or keep $500 in there and transfer out everything else, because I know that I'm for sure probably not gonna spend more than $500 in any given month. So if you want to connect your accounts, you would just go to banking and connected accounts. And I don't go there anymore, obviously, because I'm already connected, but that was a feature, of course, that I did first thing. A lot of stuff on here. I'll let you guys kind of try out all of that stuff. But for me, I pretty much just go to accounting, I go to transactions, and that's where I get down to the nitty gritty. So I'm just gonna share with you guys how I reconcile business income and expenses for the month of April. And that's because a lot of transactions haven't taken place. I don't really have a lot of business expenses anyway, but as for business income, most of that money starts to come in later in the month. So this is like, I feel like this is like the perfect time. So this is what the transactions looks like. And you have accounts here, and you have all of the money that has come through. Like all of the, basically for me, this is all of the income that I have entered in thus far this year. And I'm gonna break that down in a different video. I don't know which one you're gonna see first, but I'm gonna break down all of that. I don't too much worry about that. What I like to do is I like to filter. So we're gonna do filtering for April. So we're gonna do April the 1st through today, which is the 18th. And I'm gonna share with you guys what this says to me, like what story this is telling. All of the green is income that I have received. All of the black is, they are business expenses. The first expense of the month was Amazon Prime. That was $12.99. I have put that in the category of dues and subscriptions. You can name whatever category you want. So as an example, I have a bunch of expense accounts. The website already comes with some like accounting and advertising and whatever, but I have created my own. One of them is, I believe that I created dues and subscriptions. I for sure created Etsy supplies, so on and so forth. I have my Amazon Prime under dues and subscriptions, as well as my TubeBuddy. I have this Amazon transaction under Etsy supplies because I purchased sticker paper and mats. And actually, you just click on it. And as you can see, I have Amazon here, withdrawal $188.94, Etsy supplies, sticker paper, and mats. This is connected, my bank account is connected. So it's going to pull over all of the transactions. So all I have to do is categorize them. Sometimes it'll try to like automatically categorize them, but I don't really like it. Like it'll normally categorize my HP Instant Ink subscription as an office supply, but I like to put it under dues and subscription. So that's just one thing to be mindful of, is that you can categorize however you want, and you're probably gonna wanna do that just to make sure everything is cohesive. So you can come in and put in notes. So I put in notes just to jog my memory of what I purchased. And so I put sticker paper and mats. I have this as an Etsy supply because that was, we can click on it and see, some small cellophane bags. So again, you can add in notes, all of that good stuff. As for the income, I have categorized those as well. Same process, you can click on it and select a category. I have my own categories such as Chime affiliate bonus, Chime referral bonus, online coaching, so on and so forth. Sometimes I'll put like what is for, the name of the person. Like I know this is Ashley and it's for Etsy coaching, basically. So I can click that and save that. That's just like if you want to be that extra. I don't really care to be that extra, but if you want to, then you certainly can. And then here is how you know if you've reviewed the transaction or if you haven't. So I just click reviewed because I've already reviewed all of these transactions. If you don't click review, then that will let you know that you need to review it. So that's what that feature is for. So that's pretty easy. Like I said, once you get in here, you'll figure out that if you find that a transaction has not pulled, which could be the case, as an example, I get paid from Notique through PayPal, and my PayPal is not connected. So what I had to do is go to add income. I wrote the description as Notique. I selected PayPal. This does not mean that my PayPal is connected. It just means that I have PayPal as a line item, like an actual category, just so I can know, you know, in 3 months or at the end of the year, how much money actually filtered through PayPal in case I need to go double check. So that doesn't mean that PayPal is connected. It's just like a category that I have here. You can put the date, you can put if it was a deposit or a withdrawal, the amount, the category, and any notes. And you can also do a split. You can add the customer if it includes sales tax, I don't really care to do all of that, but that's what I had to do to add in my Notique because it wasn't in here automatically. And that's what you'll have to do sometimes, is to add in some transactions by hand manually. So again, you can do income or expenses, and there's a more. You can connect your bank, add journal transaction, upload a bank statement. Again, I'm not doing all that extra stuff, but you can if you want. And so after I have added in all of my income and my expenses, it is now time for me to actually look at my report just to make sure everything matches up. Now, of course, I actually track all of my business expenses in every dollar. If Wave had an app that I could use, like the website, I wouldn't do that, but as of right now, that's what I do. So I'll put a screenshot here of what my every dollar is telling me that I have received for my expenses and for my income. So at this point, it's time to actually reconcile to make sure you have added in all of the expenses thus far and all of the income thus far. So that is where we go to reports. So I'm, like I said, anywhere between transactions and reports. That's pretty much where I live. I don't mess with any of the rest of the stuff. So I go to cash flow, and then I am going to do April 1st through the 18th. Of course, I'm just doing a report for just a snippet. We're just working with April thus far, the 1st through the 18th, but I would recommend reconciling for sure at bare minimum on a monthly basis. So I've already done March, so I'm just doing April to kind of walk you guys through it. So this says that my gross cash inflow, so the money that has come through for the month of April, my income earned is $769.69. My gross cash outflow is $224.27, and my net cash change or income would be $545.42. This is suggesting that from my transactions from April the 1st through the 18th, what we just looked at, that my gross cash inflow is $769.69. That is accurate. All you have to do is add up all of that if you want to double check it, but it has the correct numbers. But if you wanted to double check it, double check the computer, you could add up those transactions to make sure. And even if you are, what I do is I actually track my transactions in every dollar. But let's say you were writing down your transactions, or let's say you didn't have a business account and you wanted to enter in all your transactions manually, or that's what you were doing, even if you didn't want to, if that's the life that you were living, then that might be where you really have to like look through and make sure that you have actually entered in all of the transactions. Or same thing that I was just telling you guys earlier, one of the transactions didn't pull over, so I had to actually manually enter that. So that's why this is important. You need to reconcile, make sure everything is everything. So I've already reconciled. I know that this is my gross cash inflow so far for the month of April. I know that this is my gross cash outflow, so this is everything that I've spent, and this is technically my net income for the month of April. Most of my income doesn't start rolling in until the end of April, so I haven't earned that much so far, but it's gonna get a little trickier, you know, in the next week and a half or whatever, which is why I have gone ahead and did this. I've gone ahead and completed this because I know it's about to get real. It's just how the cookie crumbles. It's how it's always crumbled. So anyway, this is where you would just reconcile and make sure that your gross cash inflow is correct and your gross cash outflow and even your net cash change, which is your net income basically. And that's literally all that I do, and I love it. It's so simple, and that's really all that you really need to do. Again, I think this website allows for invoicing and like a bunch of other stuff, but I don't use this for invoicing yet. I haven't really explored it either, but I don't think I really want to. I'd have to like really figure it out, because what I'm doing now, I don't have to send invoices. It's like automatic. People can just go on the site, click whatever service they want to pay for, purchase it, and then I get paid automatically and I don't have to do anything. So most of the time invoicing requires, unless it's like an automatic thing, which for my coaching and stuff, that's not like a regular ongoing type of thing. So I'm not gonna be sending invoices. So if that's what it's about, then no, which I feel like that's most of the case. Like 9 times out of 10, that's the case, and I'm not really interested in that. That is pretty much how I use the website. I absolutely love it. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comment section on Instagram. I low-key prefer the comment section, because then if I respond, everybody else can see it. But if you need, if you have like a private question or whatever, you can email me or hit me up on Instagram at Shay Budgets. But this app, website. I know it says Wave apps, but website is literally life. I love it so much. So I hope that this little tutorial or walkthrough on how I use it has been helpful. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.